What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Big Fight Field channel. Oh my god. Tonight was one of the best episodes of AEW Dynamite I've ever watched. And I'm by myself again tonight. No Wesley and no Cam. It's all good. I wish they were here. They'll be back next week, I think. But oh my god. What a great show we had tonight. This tonight was AEW's Raw after WrestleMania. That's how you do a post pay-per-view show. Everything on tonight's show was freaking awesome and great. And you see the caption down below. MJF cuts a promo of a lifetime on Tony Khan and AEW. I mean, I had to watch it again before I came on the review, because I started the show late tonight because I was driving home from work, but I had to watch that again, and this will probably be one of the greatest promos that I ever witnessed as a wrestling fan. Now, I'll talk about whether I think it's a shoot or a work. I still don't think it's a work. I mean, I might be stupid for saying that, but I still don't think this stuff with Tony Khan and MJF and AEW, I don't think it's a work. I don't think it's a work at all. I might be the only one, but I don't know, man. We're just going to have to wait and see. We're just going to have to wait and see how things play out, I guess. I'm not sure at all, but we got a lot to talk about before we get into all of this stuff, man. Double or Nothing this past Sunday. This show tonight, the Double or Nothing was a very good show. I enjoyed the pay-per-view. This show tonight was booked better than the Double or Nothing show was, I think. And maybe Tony felt the pressure with, I think there was like Warner executives there at the show tonight. Which, by the way, I knew they were in Los Angeles. I didn't know what building they were in. That building they were in tonight was massive. I did not know that building in Los Angeles, the Kia Forum, I think it's called, I did not know that building held 17,000 people. That shit was sold out, over 15,000 people tonight. That looked awesome. That scenery looked freaking awesome tonight. So we do got a lot to talk about. This might go down as one of the greatest AEW Dynamite shows ever. We started out great and everything just flew. I think that first hour of Dynamite tonight, I think that might have been the greatest first hour we've ever seen AEW put on. Revolution 2022 is up there. But TV-wise, this might have been the greatest first hour of AEW TV, I think, ever. And we'll talk about it all tonight. And I thank you all so much for joining me here tonight. I am, again, by myself. It's all good. Hopefully we'll get the gang back next week. But if you guys haven't already, be sure to go ahead and check out the Double or Nothing review. We go over the whole Double or Nothing pay-per-view, all the MJF drama, MJF against Wardlow, CM Punk winning the AEW World Championship, all that stuff and more. So yeah, let's get into tonight's Dynamite show, which, holy moly, we got so much to talk about. We'll kick it off with CM Punk. I was wondering, I I was wondering what I forgot what opened up the show, and I was just reading through tweets as well. So we got CM Punk teaming up with FTR. I think they're like best friends now or something like that. We got CM Punk and FTR against Max Caster and the Gun Club. It's a very nice six-man tag. I thought the match was really good. CM Punk looks freaking awesome with the AEW World Championship. He looks phenomenal in that with that title. But I don't know what is going to. Obviously we know what's in store for him next, but we got the match. The match was very good. Dax Harwood, I think, got the pin on Austin Gunn. Then Punk got on the microphone and he thanked FTR for being there for him on Sunday. And the fans, he says, no matter what fans think of me, I will always love them. And now my question is, what is going to be in store for me and the AEW World Championship? He says, we got a show on June 26th that we got to sell. We got Forbidden Door, New Japan Pro Wrestling against AEW. And he's like, I know the Forbidden Door's back there. So who is my next challenge? And out came the freaking ace. Hiroshi Tanahashi came out and he accepted Punk's challenge. So everybody was thinking Okada. We did not get that. Is Okada going to be on Forbidden Door? I don't know. But we are getting Tanahashi. And we're getting Tanahashi against I think it's not confirmed yet, but I'm pretty sure we're going to get Tanahashi and CM Punk for the AEW World Championship. And that is going to be your Forbidden Door main event, which should be freaking phenomenal. I haven't seen that man wrestle in a very long time, as I don't watch New Japan Pro Wrestling regularly. But when I did, I love Tanahashi. And to see him back in the AEW Squared Circle, just to see him back wrestling for me, it's very, very cool. So that was awesome. You get Tanahashi against CM Punk at the Forbidden Door. All right. Got to talk about what everybody is talking about on social media, and that's MJF's pipe bomb. I honestly, I was at work. I checked my phone. I was shocked that MJF was going to be on tonight's show. And the way the social media team posted it, they didn't write anything, no hashtags. They just had a picture of "We will hear from MJF." So MJF came out there, loud boos, had a miserable face, looked like he didn't want to be there. And he starts out his promo by saying, on Sunday, I got beat up and I'm in a lot of pain right now. And it says, but it seems like all of you guys want to hear me talk. And he's like, this is not MJF. This is Max Friedman talking. So that must be his real name. His real name's Max Friedman. He said, this is Max Friedman talking. Why did I say that? Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Max Friedman. This is Max Friedman talking. And he talks about how he's carried AEW on his back and everything he touches in AEW has turned to gold. He talks about the boys in the back, how they have to be great, but he has to be perfect in everything that he does. And he then shits on the crowd by saying, oh, you all think I'm a really good wrestler. A couple years ago, you all thought I was shit because I'm not untrained like your faves. I'm not reckless. I don't dump people on their heads. I don't do suicide dives. He said, I'm the best pro wrestler in the world, and there's not a goddamn thing anybody can do about it. He then says, for Tony Khan, it would be a shame if something were to go wrong with your Warner executives here tonight. That was one of the first lines. And he talked about the guys in the back, like I said, untrained, dumping heads and everything like that. He says they don't like me in the back because they want my spot. Well, guess what? You can have my spot because I don't want to be here anymore. This was a legit shoot promo from MJF tonight on what he wanted to get his feelings. What he wanted to get everything out that he's been dealing with. And then once he said that, the crowd was cheering. It's like, I hear boos and I hear claps as well. He says, where were you for me when you called me an unprofessional piece of shit this weekend? He's like, where were you for me? Where were you for me this weekend when all of you called me an unprofessional piece of shit? And then the crowd started cheering, and he says, you're not the only problem. It's the big boss man in the back. He didn't mention Tony Khan by name, but he says he's busted his ass for him since day one. And it's been the second highest rated superstar in the ratings in AEW history. But you wouldn't know that. He said, just ask Statman Tony back there. But don't ask him to reach down his pockets to pay the man, because all he's trying to do is hoard that money to pay ex-WWE talents to come into the company. And that got a huge reaction from the Los Angeles crowd. Got a shocking reaction from me. And then he's like, boss, let me ask you something. Would you treat me better if I was an ex-WWE talent? Got even bigger of a reaction. And he's like, when you want to pull me into meetings and talk about 2024, I don't want to wait until 2024. He says, I don't want to wait for then. And then he was like, you know what, Tony, you know what I want you to do? I want you to fire me. And then he says, you effing Mark, fire me. And then they the effing Mark part, I'm not gonna say it, but it got bleeped out, and they cut right to commercial break. Commentary didn't even bring it up, but during the commercial, CM Punk came out there, and MJF saw CM Punk, and he ran through the crowd, and security was chasing him, and CM Punk was chasing him as well. This will go down as one of, if not the greatest promos of all time. People think this is a work shoot by Tony Khan and MJF. I don't know what's going on, to be honest with you. I couldn't give you guys a prediction right now, but I will say this. It is by far the biggest topic discussed in the world of wrestling right now. It's just insane that we've had the conversation basically for a couple weeks now, but it really kicked into gear this weekend when MJF didn't show up to the Fan Fest, tried to book a flight out of Los Angeles, and then it was reported this weekend he got to the building. Right during the buy-in, and I just saw a clip. Someone posted MJF's entire pipe bomb, 8 minutes. I just retweeted it on Twitter. You guys got to go watch that. Honestly, I'm not kidding you guys. It was probably one of the best promos I've ever heard in my life as a wrestling fan. But I don't know. I don't know where this goes. Honestly, obviously he's not leaving. His contract's up in 2024. Tony Khan might have paid him for all we know. Tony Khan might have paid him, and MJF might have signed an extension, and they're still continuing with the storyline. I don't know what's going on. Honestly, I still think it's a shoot. I don't think it's a work at all. MJF, I don't know. I could be the only one who thinks that, but we'll have to see. Wait, man. But oh my God, I watched it a second time, and honestly, I'm probably gonna go watch it a third time when I'm done this review. But who knows? Maybe he'll be hijacking shows and shit like that in the next coming weeks. We'll have to just wait and see, man. Just wait and see. So let's continue on with the show. And another thing about it too, not WWE, AEW social media team didn't say a goddamn thing about the MJF promo. No post about it on their social media platforms. Nothing from Tony Khan. Nothing on their Instagram page. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but wow. The one word I could use after this promo was speechless, because that's what I was. I was absolutely speechless with this promo by MJF. What a banger of a promo. One of the best I've heard. We had Johnny Elite come out for an open challenge, and we had the return of God's favorite champion, Miro. Miro came out. Miro is back. He had an injury with his neck. He's back, and he says, God tried to take his life, and now he is going to try to take God's life. So through all this time, Miro was feuding with God. God, I'm so happy to see this guy back. He kicked Johnny Elite's ass, put him in the Accolade, and tapped him out. I would love to see him be the TNT champion again. It's either going to be him or Wardlow, but my God, I'm not the only one, but I missed Miro so much on AEW TV, and he was missed, believe me. But it just felt so good seeing him back and the work he was doing before he got injured, and now he slides right back in to this same Redeemer gimmick, feuding with God. It's awesome. It's awesome. You gotta love Miro, man. You gotta love Miro. The Jericho the Jericho Appreciation Society. The feud between Chris Jericho and Eddie Kingston is becoming one of my favorite things on AEW television. If not my favorite thing on AEW TV right now. So, and one of the best characters, Matt Bernard from shout out to him, dude. Matt Bernard from 2.0 is absolutely killing it with this faction right now. The way he says sports entertainers, he is absolutely killing it with this role and his promos. These guys were treated like jokes in NXT. They had their own show. They were jobbers. They did nothing with them in NXT. And we didn't really know what to expect with them in AEW, but man, they are thriving in this role with the Jericho Appreciation Society, and both of them as well. Angelo Parker, but you gotta give it to Matt Bernard, man. He is one of the best characters in AEW right now, and I absolutely love it. So Jericho's talking. He talks about how sports entertainers always beat pro wrestlers at the end of the day because we're always better than them. Eddie Kingston's not here because Garcia took him out, and Bryan's not here because Jake Hager took him out with that turnbuckle, and Kingston came out with William Regal. William Regal had that frustrated face. He had his eyes out like this. His eyes were wide open. And when you see William Regal make that look, you know what he's about to say. And when I saw him with that look, with Eddie Kingston circling around talking, he says, I want to fight. I'll take all four of you on at the same time. This guy was wearing a New York Yankees shirt in Los Angeles. It was one of the most over guys of the entire night. This guy cannot do anything wrong. So he's talking. He wants to fight. He gives the mic to Regal, and he's like, Mr. Regal, tell them where I want to fight. And Regal is like, blood and guts. When he used to say war games, he now says blood and guts. So Jericho says no. Kingston comes back, fights all of them. Sorry. Oh, long day. So Kingston's fighting all of them. He's fighting Hager, and he's fighting 2.0. And you got Ortiz. Hits Jericho with a baseball sock. He hits Jericho with a socks of baseballs. And he then has scissors, and he clips a piece of Chris Jericho's hair, holds it up like a trophy, and Jericho's all pissed. He's mad at Ortiz, and he's like, you guys want blood and guts? He says, you're on, but I want something as well. You want to cut my hair, Ortiz? I'm going to shave your head. So we've now got blood and guts between the Jericho Appreciation Society against Kingston, Santana, Ortiz, and the Blackpool Combat Club. And we got a hair versus hair match with Jericho and Ortiz. I don't know when that's going to happen. I'm not sure when that's going to happen. But hey, I love everything about this feud, man. Honestly, I'm starting to. It's becoming one of my favorite things in AEW right now. So, let me see. We open up the second hour with the 10-man tag, which was a fun 10-man tag. The Undisputed Elite were really over. It was supposed to be Jeff Hardy. It was supposed to be the Hardy Boys against. It was supposed to be the Hardy Boys, Jurassic Express, and Christian Cage, and it was against Adam Cole, the Young Bucks, and Red Dragon. Jeff Hardy and Adam Cole are both apparently injured, hoping that they get a speedy recovery. And we ended up getting Darby Allin and Hikuleo, if you guys remember him, as replacements. Hikuleo was on the Undisputed Elite team. He held his own in there, man. He looked very good. This was a fun match. As you would have expected, Adam Cole was very good on commentary tonight. He was very good. The Undisputed Elite got the win with Nick Jackson pinning Jungle Boy. So I'm not sure if that's going to lead to the Young Bucks getting a tag team title match. I'm not sure. I don't think we need to see another Young Bucks tag team title match. But who knows? I know the Jurassic Express are got to be dropping those titles soon. We got another tease tonight with Christian Cage walking out on Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy was laying in the ring. Christian was just standing on the outside. So the teasers are there, man. The teasers are there, and Christian is going to be turning heel soon, really. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not sure when the Jurassic Express are going to be dropping the tag team titles. I'm guessing it's going to be on an episode of Dynamite in summer, and Christian turns then, because this heel turn's inevitable, and we've been waiting a long time for this, so we're just going to have to wait and find out. Tony Schiavone. Yes, Tony Schiavone was standing on stage, and he introduced Athena. And Athena wasn't really able to get a lot of words out before she was interrupted by Jade Cargill and the baddies with Stokely Hathaway. I'm not sure what Jade Cargill called him, but he called her the best mouthpiece in the game, the best talker in the game. And I'm just gonna say this right now. Mark Sterling's good for what he is. He's a comedy manager. I'll say that. I'm not saying he's bad or anything, but he was Stokely Hathaway is much better than Mark Sterling, because Mark Sterling's a comedy guy, and Jade Cargill is not comedy. She's taking serious. Her whole presentation serious, and they were going back and forth with Athena. Then Anna Jay came out, and Statlander came out. And it's kind of a toss-up right now between who's going to beat Jade Cargill, Athena, or Chris Statlander. I don't know what's going to happen. What I could see happening is Statlander's been talking about how, she's losing friends and she can't trust her friends anymore. And she's got this whole new persona. I could see her. I don't think Anna Jay is going to factor into all of this since she just lost. I can see Statlander and Athena being friends going up against the baddies. And I can see Athena, a whole new mentality. I can see Athena actually beating Jade Cargill just to get her, establish her, make her a big deal in the division. She's the TBS champion. And you get a Chris Statlander heel turn. I know people love Chris Statlander. I'm not sure if they're going to take it this way. I wouldn't be shocked if we get a heel Chris Statlander against Athena feuding over the TBS championship. Or they could just have Chris Statlander defeat Jade Cargill when the time's right. So, we'll see. We will see. But the segment was fine, and I'm so happy that AEW's got Stokely Hathaway with Jade Cargill. That's very good. We had Wardlow, and if you guys feel like I'm running through the show, usually if Cameron and Wesley are here, we go over an hour. They're not here, so I'll go around 40 minutes, 35, 40 minutes around there. So again, they'll be back next week. I'm sure we'll be talking about Forbidden Door, MJF, and all that stuff. But we had MJF's opponent. We had Wardlow, who is walking backstage by himself, no security, He came out to the crowd. Crowd gave huge Wardlow chants, and they played his theme song for the first time in weeks. Squashed JD Drake in 2 minutes, 2 power bombs, 1, 2, 3. Mark Sterling came out, said he's going to file a lawsuit on Wardlow for the guys that he's been destroying for weeks. I mean, really, it's security guards. Like, they're supposed to beat up Wardlow, right? And they're filing a lawsuit on Wardlow for beating up the security guards the past couple of weeks. I'm not so sure about that, but Wardlow destroyed one of the security guards with a power bomb. And honestly, man, if this guy is not the next TNT champion, something is wrong. Something is wrong, in my opinion. He needs to be the next TNT champion, for sure, in my opinion. He needs to beat Scorpio Sky and be the new TNT champion. You gotta get that. I'm sure we'll get some great defense out of Scorpio Sky. He's defending the title against Dante Martin on Friday night. But if you ask me who's the guy to take the title off of Sky, it's Wardlow. It's Wardlow for sure. Women's tag match, Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter against Ruby Soho and Toni Storm. This match was much better than their first match on Rampage a couple weeks ago. I don't remember when that took place. I think it was like 3 weeks ago or something like that. I didn't understand why we got this match, but I guess we got this match to get Ruby her win back, which I guess she definitely could use that win, but I don't like the 50-50 booking, but it is what it is. The match was awesome. I definitely enjoyed the match. We're getting some small teasers with a breakup between Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker, which I read a very interesting article today on a break at work, just scrolling through Twitter, and I saw this article, and I clicked on it and read with it, and it was an interview with Jamie Hayter, and she said, if it wasn't for Britt Baker, I'd be very greedy to join the Blackpool Combat Club right now. And I would love to see that. If she just ditched Britt Baker to join the Blackpool Combat Club, I'd be completely fine with that. I would be completely fine with that. But she had a great match tonight. And Ruby Soho got her pin over Britt Baker. I feel like she had to because she had absolutely no momentum. I'm not sure what. I don't know what they're going to do with Ruby. I don't know what they're going to do with Toni Storm. Thunder Rosa's in need for challengers. She's beaten Serena Deeb. You got Chris Statlander and Athena feuding with the baddies right now. So I don't know. Maybe you could throw Toni Storm in there with Thunder Rosa. That's something I would really like to see. I think those two would mix it up really well. You throw Ruby Soho in there, Ty Conti, but Toni Storm I think would be a really good challenger for Thunder Rosa, and hopefully they'll build it up in a really good way as well. So, we got Friday Rampage. I'm not sure if I'm going to be here on Friday. I think I will be here, but I won't be reviewing Rampage. I think I'm like 80% sure. Scratch. I'm like 70% sure I will be going to the Phillies game on Friday night. I'm not sure yet. I'll let you guys know on Twitter, but I'm 70% sure I will be going to the Phillies game on Friday night. So if that's the case, there will not be a Rampage review on Friday night. So that's that. But we got Scorpio Sky and Dante Martin for the TNT Championship. Athena making her AEW debut against Kiera Hogan. And finally, we got the Young Bucks against the Lucha Bros in the Young Bucks' hometown. It's in Ontario, Canada, but the Young Bucks are really taking over California. A match tonight. They wrestled Hardys at pay-per-view, and now they're wrestling the Lucha Bros on Friday, so that should be really good. And we also got some big AEW events coming up. I'm seeing on Twitter right now. We got Road Rager on Road Rager on June 15th. That is in St. Louis, Missouri, and that is going to involve Chris Jericho against Ortiz in a hair versus hair match. The 26th, obviously, is Forbidden Door. And then June 29th, Detroit, Michigan, in the Little Caesars Arena, we got Blood and Guts. That's going to be the Jericho Appreciation Society against Eddie Kingston, Santana Ortiz, Jon Moxley, and Bryan Danielson. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the main event for Blood and Guts. I can't wait. June looks like such a stacked month for AEW. We start off with tonight, and the summer of AEW started on Sunday, man. And if this is a small teaser, we're going to have a fun summer of AEW television. I cannot freaking wait, man. I can't wait. We got the main event. The main event tonight was Daniel Garcia against Jon Moxley. These two main evented in the United Center. They're now main eventing in the Kia Forum in Los Angeles, California. This was Daniel Garcia's best match in AEW. Maybe. I remember his match with Bryan Danielson was awesome. And I think that was in February. This was one of them. This was an awesome main event. There was blood in this main event. Daniel Garcia is a violent sports entertainer. People say that they wish he was in the Blackpool Combat Club over the Jericho Appreciation Society, but he's doing himself really well in that faction. So I'm okay with it. I was watching the show on DVR, and it cut out the last minute of it. Moxley got the win with the paradigm shift, but Eddie Kingston, thank God he didn't fall. Jericho was on commentary. He was at it. He's going at it with William Regal, and Jericho went down there to help Garcia, and Eddie Kingston's sprinting down there. And he almost nearly stumbled while walking down the ring, and gets fighting with Jericho, and Moxley wins. Moxley beats Daniel Garcia, and yeah, it was a great main event. And I advise you guys, if you haven't, go watch this match. And guess what? AEW, Tony Khan's listening to the fans, because AEW added an extra 4 minutes to the show tonight. He tweeted out they got permission for TBS to run over 10 o'clock. They got an extra 4 minutes, so they're giving the main event just enough amount of time. Gotta love it, man. Moxley gets the win. And folks, this will go down as one of the all-time greatest AEW Dynamite shows ever. Ever. So, I'm getting out of here. Thank you all so much for joining me. If you have not already, be sure to subscribe to the Big Fight Fuel channel. Comment down below your thoughts on tonight's fantastic episode of AEW Dynamite. This was tonight's Tonight was AEW's Raw after WrestleMania. You can feel the energy through the television while you were watching the show tonight. It was insane. Um, Leave a comment down below your thoughts on tonight's show. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from me. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @com_Joseph. Guys, I'm getting out of here. I will see you all on Friday. I'm not sure what, though. It could be for Rampage. It could be for a vlog. I might be going to the Phillies game on Friday. I'll let you guys know tomorrow. Besides that, have a good one. Stay safe. And as always, stay classy. We out. Peace.